Good afternoon, Mr. Brackens, right? I understand you've come here because you are interested in self-mill therapy. These times can be especially trying in the modern world with all the influence from social media and pressure from the workplace, pressure to perform in your Magic the Gathering duels. I'm definitely interested and able to help you with this. My name is Dr. Ronald King. I have been a practitioner of self-mill for the better part of a decade now. For this demonstration, I have assembled a deck of 100 cards, a commander deck. Keep in mind that I'm very experienced when it comes to this type of self-mill. I prefer a little more meat on the bone, if you know what I mean. But if you only feel comfortable with a 60 card deck, if you feel like you could be satisfied with that, you're more than welcome to do 60 cards, or even 40 if you're really feeling the beginner's jitters. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you how much self-mill you want to enjoy. Self-mill is an effective therapy. It is effective for calming down, achieving peace. But I must warn you before we get into this, Mr. Brackens, that it can have serious consequences if abused. Do we have an understanding, Mr. Brackens? This is very critical. I can tell you from my own experience, there was a time when I got a little too carried away with the self-mill, and it really led me to some dark places, I can tell you that. I became desperate. It was very embarrassing, frankly. It got to the point where I couldn't even wait until Friday Night Magic. I just needed that mill as soon as possible. I would just walk up to a random stranger on the street with a couple islands and a copy of Mind Sculpt and just say, hey, do you mind? I mean, I was desperate, Bobby. You know, I would do anything to be milled. However petty it may be, I was begging people, please. I'll take a dream twist at this point. No strings attached. You don't even have to flash it back. Yeah, this is very important, Bobby. Don't get carried away with the self-mill. This is for relaxation purposes only, recreation. And please, Mr. Brackens, do not include these self-milling tactics in your play group. It is just not the time or place. I mean, I've lost entire play groups. They just turned their back on me. They said it wasn't fun to play with me anymore because all I do is mill myself out all the time. Don't end up in that position. Don't be a fool. Take it easy. Everything in moderation, Mr. Brackens. Understand? Good, let's proceed. So this is going to go like an ordinary game of Magic, okay? So we're going to start by drawing 7 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Let's begin, shall we? I will play an island and pass my turn to myself. Draw. Play another island. Pass the turn. Draw. I'll play a third island. Now we're getting ready for big things, Bobby. I'm going to get the milling started off easy. This is nice. This is a nice way to start with a Curse of the Bloody Tome. So I've tapped 3 and I'm going to enchant myself with it. So at the beginning of my upkeep, I'm going to put the 2 top cards of my library into my graveyard. That's milling, you know, at a nice steady pace. You don't want to come right out of the gate with a traumatize or anything like that, you know. Ease into it, Bobby. Ease into the mill. I'm going to untap. It's my upkeep now, so I will mill 2 because of that Curse of the Bloody Tome. It was 2 islands. Could have used those, actually, not going to lie, but Feels good. Are you enjoying that mill, Bob? Just let it set in, you know. Where I'm not under any kind of stress, I'm not upset that I lost those islands. That's what I wanted to happen. Now I will draw. Okay, I'll put down the first swamp. We now have 4 lands, Mr. Brackens. We're ready for some more serious things here. All I can really do is tap 3 and put an As Foretold enchantment out onto the battlefield. That will start accruing counters so that I can essentially cast 1 spell a turn for free, as long as the mana cost matches the amount of counters on the enchantment. Okay, I'll untap. Mill 2 more. It was a Grind Clock and an Evolving Wilds that got milled. Then I will draw. I will tap 2 for the classic, a Millstone. If I pay 2, I can tap it, and I mill 2 more cards. This is nice. This is some nice, enjoyable, chilled out mill. Don't you agree, Mr. Brackens? Don't you agree? I'm going to go ahead and pay those 2, tap the artifact to mill 2 more. It was Increasing Confusion and another As Foretold. So Increasing Confusion is now in my graveyard. That felt nice, not gonna lie. Oh, we're just gonna take this opportunity to breathe. Enjoy the mill. Enjoy the stress of this gigantic deck being slowly whittled down. Okay. I think it's about time to untap again. And mill. It was a Think Tank and Sadek Lord of Secrets. Oh, I didn't draw. Okay. I'll play that island. That's good now, Bobby. We have 5. We have a serious mana base going now, Bob. Okay. 3 islands down to play Call to Mind. A sorcery. That will let me take an instant or sorcery card from my graveyard into my hand. I'll take that Increasing Confusion. That's going to come in handy later. And then I will pay the 2 to mill myself with Millstone for 2. Dark Slick Shores. And Ojer Pokvatik. Deepest Epoch. Oh. Doesn't it just feel so wonderful to get milled for your mythic legendary creatures, Bob? That's great. Let's go back. It's upkeep. I'll throw away a Call to Mind and an island. This is starting to feel really nice, Bobby. I think I'm going to tap an island and then 4 more. To just go ahead and give myself that Increasing Confusion so it goes in the graveyard. I'm ready for a little bit more mill, a little bit more power here. So I'll be getting myself for 4 on that one, Mr. Brackens. A Grind Clock. Another Increasing Confusion. Consider. And another Consider. Oof, all right, nice. This is going well, okay? Going to untap everything. Mill another 2. Fraying Sanity. And Fractured Sanity. All right, this is our graveyard now, Bob. It's looking pretty nice here. Here, I'll put the graveyard over on this side for you, Bob, so you can compare. I think that's a little more helpful, right? Okay, then I'll draw. Oh, excellent. I will tap 3 for a second Curse of the Bloody Tome, doubling it up here. That is just great. And then 2 for the Millstone. Cut your losses. and an island. That's just wonderful. Okay. Untap, it's an upkeep, so 4 are going now. It's an island. Consider Chancellor of the Spires, High Tide. That will be the draw. Oh, excellent, 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 excellent. We're going to get a little more serious here, Bob. We're going to ramp up the heat a little bit now. As is natural, it doesn't have to take forever to do this. You do want to crank up the heat once you're comfortable with it. So 3 foil Fraying Sanity, a beautiful copy of that. I will be enchanting myself, so now everything that I mill each turn will be doubled at my end step. Alright, so we'll kick it off with the Millstone for 2, a High Tide, and Fractured Sanity. And then at my end step, that'll be 2 more because of the Fraying Sanity, an Island, and Startled Awake. Now, upkeep, 4, redirect, Dreadwaters, Curse of the Bloody Tome, and Dream Twist. We're going to do something fun now, Bobby. Okay, I have 5 lands, so I'm going to tap 1, cast High Tide, which is going to double the mana production for the turn. Then I'm going to tap 4, so I have 8 mana in my mana pool. And I will use that to flashback an Increasing Confusion. So that will be exiled, and that'll be 16 cards milled, Bob. Wow. This is going to be amazing. I'll count these off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Oh, I can't even explain the wonderful things that just got milled away from me in that one, Bobby. Okay, we're about half and half now, Bob, for now. But that's all going to end because at my end step, that's going to be 16 more because of the Fraying Sanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, wow. Wowie, wowie, wowie. That was a big mill, Bob, but I can take it. I wouldn't recommend milling yourself that hard. Exactly. Okay, we're going to upkeep it. 4 will be milled and draw. Shipwreck Marsh, so that comes in untapped because I control a bunch of other lands. Yeah, well, I'm sure I have something to flashback in this pile here. Yeah. Here's an Increasing Confusion. 1. And then 5 for the extra. Increasing Confusion for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boop. Oh. Yes. Wonderful. And then at my end step, I think this is it, Bob. I think this is it. So I will end the turn and see if I have 10 cards left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only. Boop. Alright, I will start my next turn and that's game, Bobby. I've been milled out. And doesn't it feel great? Sure does. Well, I hope you learned something very valuable, and I wish you luck on your journey of self-mill. Please remember to be responsible out there, everybody. Don't go crazy with this. Just use it for your own recreation and your own self-improvement. Thank you, and have a nice day.